Rich Upgrade, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. Our environments shape who we become far more than isolated experiences. While a luxury vacation might provide temporary joy, a thoughtfully designed living or working space continuously influences our behaviors, decisions, and overall quality of life. Consider how a meticulously designed workspace affects your productivity compared to a cluttered desk in a noisy corner. The wealthy don't just seek beautiful spaces, they create environments that automatically elevate their performance and well-being. This might mean installing floor-to-ceiling windows that flood rooms with natural light, choosing colors that promote focus and creativity, or designing spaces that naturally encourage movement throughout the day. Lesson 1. They invest in environments, not just experiences. The rich approach environment design as a strategic investment rather than mere decoration. They recognize that the right environment can reduce stress, increase energy, and facilitate better decisions. A well-designed home office might feature ergonomic furniture that preserves long-term health, sophisticated sound management systems that maintain ideal acoustic conditions, and carefully chosen artwork that inspires creative thinking. These elements work together to create an ecosystem that supports peak performance. This investment in environment extends beyond physical spaces. The wealthy curate their digital environments with equal intentionality. They maintain organized digital workspaces, implement sophisticated systems to manage information flow, and create virtual environments that minimize distractions while maximizing focus. They understand that in our increasingly digital world, these virtual spaces impact our productivity and well-being just as much as physical ones. Social environments receive the same strategic attention. The rich carefully choose where they spend time and with whom. They select clubs, communities, and gathering spaces that align with their values and goals. These environments naturally facilitate connections with like-minded people and create opportunities for growth and collaboration. The atmosphere of these spaces, whether it's an exclusive members club or a high-end fitness facility, reinforces desired behaviors and mindsets. The wealthy also recognize that environments affect not just themselves, but their entire families. They design homes that encourage family interaction, learning, and healthy habits. Children's spaces are created to foster creativity and independence. Common areas are designed to facilitate meaningful conversations and shared experiences. The goal is to create an environment that naturally guides family members toward positive behaviors and strengthens relationships. What's particularly powerful about this approach is its compound effect over time. While a great experience might create a memorable moment, a well-designed environment influences hundreds of small decisions and actions daily. This continuous, constant influence leads to better habits, improved relationships, and enhanced performance across all areas of life. The wealthy understand that environment design is not about achieving perfection immediately. They take an iterative approach, constantly refining their spaces based on their evolving needs and goals. They might start with one room or aspect of their environment and gradually expand their improvements. Each change is viewed as an experiment, with results carefully observed and adjustments made accordingly. This strategic approach to environment design isn't limited to those with unlimited budgets. The principles can be applied at any scale. It might mean rearranging a small apartment to create a dedicated workspace, choosing specific plants that improve air quality, or simply eliminating elements that create visual noise and mental clutter. The key is understanding that your environment is either working for or against your goals, and taking intentional steps to ensure it's the former. The rich see their environments as active participants in their success, rather than passive backgrounds to their lives. They invest in creating spaces that automatically elevate their performance, enhance their relationships, and support their well-being. This investment in environment design represents a fundamental shift from seeking momentary pleasures to building sustainable systems for long-term success and fulfillment. Lesson 2. They buy time, not just things. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. Time is the only truly finite resource we possess. While money can be earned, lost, and earned again, time moves in only one direction. This recognition leads the rich to make radically different decisions about how they allocate their resources, consistently choosing to invest in time liberation rather than material accumulation. Consider how the affluent approach their daily activities. Rather than spending hours comparison shopping to save a few dollars, They maintain relationships with trusted vendors who understand their preferences and can make quick, qualified recommendations. Instead of battling traffic for an hour to save money on groceries at a discount store, they opt for delivery services or personal shoppers who bring carefully selected items to their door. These aren't merely conveniences. They're strategic investments in reclaiming valuable hours. The wealthy also recognize that time buying isn't just about outsourcing tasks. It's about creating systems that eliminate the need for constant decision-making and repetitive actions. They invest in sophisticated calendar management systems, employ executive assistants to handle scheduling, and create standardized processes for recurring activity. This systematic approach to time management compounds over months and years, freeing up thousands of hours that can be redirected toward high-value activities or meaningful experiences. What's particularly fascinating is how the rich view the economics of time buying. They understand that an hour saved isn't just worth their current hourly rate, it's worth what that hour could potentially generate when invested in their highest value activities. A successful entrepreneur might happily pay $50 for a service that saves them an hour, knowing that hour could be used to close a deal worth thousands or develop a strategy that creates lasting value for their business. The wealthy also apply this principle to learning and skill development. Rather than spending countless hours trying to master every new tool or technology, they invest in experts who can transfer knowledge efficiently. They'll pay premium rates for concentrated learning experiences that deliver results in days instead of months. This approach recognizes that the cost of delayed implementation often far exceeds the price of accelerated learning. Even in their personal lives, the rich prioritize time wealth over material wealth. They'll choose homes closer to their frequent destinations, even at significantly higher costs, understanding that proximity is a form of time arbitrage. They invest in quality equipment and technology that reduces maintenance and troubleshooting time. These decisions might seem extravagant to others, but they're based on a sophisticated understanding of time's true value. Perhaps most importantly, the wealthy recognize that time buying isn't just about efficiency, it's about creating space for what matters most. They use their freed-up time to strengthen relationships, pursue personal growth, or simply enjoy moments of reflection and creativity. This understanding transforms time buying from a luxury into a fundamental life strategy that enhances both productivity and fulfillment. The approach to buying time evolves as wealth grows, but the principle remains constant. Every decision is evaluated not just for its monetary cost, but for its impact on time availability and life quality. This might mean hiring a full-time household staff, investing in private aviation to eliminate travel hassles, or creating entire support teams to handle different aspects of life and business. At every level, the focus remains on maximizing the return on time investment. This mindset shift from seeing time buying as an expense to viewing it as an investment is perhaps the most crucial upgrade the wealthy make. They understand that while material possessions depreciate, investments in time liberation appreciate through their impact on productivity, wellness, and life satisfaction. This understanding drives them to continuously seek new ways to buy back time, creating a virtuous cycle of increased capability and enhanced life quality. Lesson 3. They upgrade networks, not just wardrobes. The truly wealthy understand that their net worth is directly tied to their network. While many aspiring people focus on upgrading their external appearance through designer clothes and accessories, those who create lasting wealth invest in building meaningful relationships that multiply their opportunities and impact. This network-first mindset represents a fundamental shift from surface-level status symbols to deep relationship capital. The wealthy recognize that a single connection can open doors that no amount of designer clothing ever could. They approach relationship building with intention, understanding that every interaction is an opportunity to learn, grow, and create mutual value. The most powerful networks are built on authenticity and genuine interest in others, not manipulation or purely transactional thinking. Wealthy people often create environments and occasions that naturally facilitate meaningful connections. They host intimate dinners, organize thought leadership events, or create mastermind groups where like-minded people can share insights and support each other's growth. These settings allow for deeper conversations and stronger bonds than traditional networking events. Digital platforms have expanded the possibilities for network building, but the wealthy use them strategically rather than broadly. They understand that a carefully curated online presence can attract the right connections, but real relationships are usually cemented through personal interaction. They leverage social media and professional networks as starting points, not endpoints, in their relationship-building journey. The concept of network upgrading extends beyond peer relationships. The wealthy actively seek out mentors who have achieved what they aspire to, understanding that guidance from someone who has walked the path can prevent costly mistakes and accelerate progress. Simultaneously, they make time to mentor others, knowing that teaching reinforces their own learning and creates a pipeline of rising talent in their network. A sophisticated network requires maintenance and nurturing. The wealthy regularly invest time in strengthening existing relationships through thoughtful gestures, meaningful support, and consistent communication. They track important details about their contacts' lives, celebrate their successes, and show up during challenging times. This level of attention builds deep loyalty and creates a network that becomes increasingly valuable over time. Most importantly, the wealthy approach networking with an abundance mindset, always looking for ways to add value before expecting anything in return. They become known as connectors, regularly introducing people who could benefit from knowing each other. This reputation for generosity makes others naturally want to reciprocate, creating a virtuous cycle of opportunity and support. They also understand the importance of network diversity. Rather than limiting themselves to their industry or social circle, they cultivate relationships across different fields, cultures, and perspectives. This diversity brings fresh ideas, unique opportunities, and resilience to their network, as different sectors and approaches can thrive under varying conditions. The wealthy also recognize when it's time to prune their network. They gracefully distance themselves from connections that drain energy or no longer align with their values and goals. This selective approach ensures their network remains dynamic and supportive of their continued growth. In essence, the wealthy treat their network as a living ecosystem that requires constant cultivation and care. They understand that the right relationships can provide more value than any material possession, creating opportunities, insights, and support that money alone cannot buy. This investment in human capital, rather than just material capital, becomes a defining characteristic of their success and contributes significantly to their continued wealth creation. Lesson 4. They use coaches, not just courses. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth about personal development. Information alone rarely leads to transformation. While courses provide knowledge, coaches provide the crucial elements of accountability, personalization, and accelerated implementation that turn knowledge into results. This distinction explains why successful people invest heavily in coaching relationships across multiple areas of their lives. The coach serves as both mirror and catalyst, reflecting back our blind spots while pushing us beyond our self-imposed limitations. Unlike generic course material, a skilled coach calibrates their approach to our specific circumstances, challenges, and psychology. They help us identify patterns we can't see ourselves and create customized strategies that work with our unique strengths and weaknesses. This personalized guidance allows us to progress far more quickly than we could through self-study alone. The wealthy leverage different types of coaches for different aspects of their lives. A business coach might help optimize strategy and leadership skills, while a health coach ensures optimal physical performance. A relationship coach could improve communication and emotional intelligence, while a spiritual coach deepens purpose and meaning. These specialized guides work together to create comprehensive development across all life domains. The power of coaching lies in its ability to compress time through targeted feedback loops. Rather than spending years learning through trial and error, a coach helps us skip common pitfalls and zero in on high-impact actions. They've kept their hands in front of similar situations and can pattern-match solutions that might take us decades to discover independently. This acceleration of learning and implementation represents one of the highest leverage investments available. However, the benefits of coaching extend beyond just tactical guidance. The coaching relationship itself creates a powerful accountability structure that drives consistent action. When we know we'll need to report our progress to someone we respect, we're far more likely to follow through on our commitments. This external accountability helps override our natural tendency toward procrastination and self-sabotage. Wealthy also understand that coaching relationships evolve over time. They might start with intensive one-on-one work to establish foundations, then shift to periodic check-ins for maintenance and course correction. Some coaching relationships last for decades, with the focus areas shifting as new challenges and opportunities emerge. The key is matching the coaching structure to current needs while maintaining the continuity of having trusted advisors who understand our journey. Even those who can't yet afford formal coaching can begin creating coaching-like relationships in their lives. This might mean establishing accountability partnerships with peers, joining mastermind groups, or finding mentors willing to provide periodic guidance. The essential elements of feedback, accountability, and personalized guidance can be created through various arrangements, both formal and informal. The wealthy view coaching not as an expense, but as an investment with measurable returns. They track the impact of coaching relationships on their progress and results, allowing them to optimize their coaching portfolio over time. This ROI-focused approach helps them allocate resources effectively across different types of coaching support, while ensuring each relationship continues to drive value. By prioritizing coaching over courses, the wealthy acknowledge that the path to exceptional results requires more than just information acquisition. It requires the kind of personalized guidance, accountability, and accelerated learning that only comes from working closely with those who have already mastered what we seek to achieve. This investment in guided development becomes a cornerstone of their continued growth and success. Lesson 5. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. Not every problem needs to be solved personally. While the average person might spend hours watching YouTube tutorials to fix a leaky faucet or struggle through tax preparation software, the rich recognize that their time and mental energy are better spent elsewhere. This isn't about laziness or superiority, it's about strategic allocation of resources. The first step in mastering the art of outsourcing is understanding the true cost of doing things yourself. When you earn $200 0 cents per hour in your profession, spending 3 hours fixing a minor household issue effectively costs you $600 0 cents in lost potential earnings. The wealthy quickly learn to evaluate tasks through this lens of opportunity cost, making it easier to justify hiring experts who can handle problems more efficiently. Building a reliable network of problem solvers becomes a crucial asset. This network typically starts with essential service providers, accountants, lawyers, handymen, and personal assistants, but evolves to include specialists for every aspect of life. The rich don't wait until problems become emergencies. They establish these relationships preemptively, knowing that quick access to expertise is invaluable when challenges arise. The quality of outsourced relationships directly impacts their effectiveness. The wealthy approach these relationships as partnerships rather than mere transactions. They pay well, communicate clearly, and show appreciation for good work. This investment in relationship quality ensures that their service providers prioritize their needs and consistently deliver excellence. It's not uncommon for the rich to pay premium rates to secure priority access to the best professionals in each field. Technology plays a crucial role in modern outsourcing strategies. Mobile apps, digital platforms, and virtual assistant services have made it easier than ever to delegate tasks instantly. The wealthy leverage these tools to create seamless systems for handling recurring problems. Whether it's using property management software to handle rental issues or employing virtual assistants for online resolution, they embrace technological solutions that streamline problem resolution. One often overlooked aspect of successful outsourcing is the development of clear systems and processes. The rich invest time up front to document their preferences, standards, and procedures. This documentation ensures that outsourced tasks are handled consistently and reduces the need for constant oversight. They create detailed briefs for common scenarios and maintain organized contact lists for various situations, making it easy for others to execute tasks according to their specification. The psychological benefits of immediate outsourcing are significant. Knowing that capable professionals are handling life's challenges creates a sense of security and peace of mind. This mental freedom allows the wealthy to focus their energy on high-value activities that align with their goals and passions. They understand that carrying the burden of every problem leads to stress and diminished performance in areas where they truly excel. Scaling personal capabilities through outsourcing requires letting go of perfectionism and control. The wealthy accept that others might handle tasks differently than they would, focusing instead on results rather than methods. They learn to trust their chosen experts and resist the urge to micromanage. This acceptance of delegation as a strength rather than a weakness becomes a crucial mindset shift in building wealth and success. The approach to outsourcing evolves as wealth grows. What begins as occasional delegation of specific tasks develops into comprehensive life management systems. The rich gradually build teams that handle entire areas of their lives, from property maintenance to travel planning to health management. This expansion of outsourced responsibilities creates increasingly sophisticated support structures that enhance both their professional success and personal well-being. Lesson 6. They spend more to get better results faster. The wealthy understand a fundamental principle that often eludes those trying to save money. Spending more up front frequently leads to superior long-term outcomes. This isn't about frivolous luxury or status symbols. It's about strategic investment in quality, speed, and effectiveness that compounds over time. Consider the entrepreneur who purchases the latest technology and software solutions for their team. While the initial cost might be significantly higher than basic alternatives, the enhanced productivity, reduced downtime, and improved employee satisfaction create a multiplier effect that pays dividends far beyond the original investment. This same principle applies across all areas of life, from health to education to personal development. The wealthy approach major purchases with a different calculus than most. Instead of asking, "What's the cheapest way to solve this problem?" they ask, "What's the most effective solution, and how quickly can I implement it?" This shift in thinking leads to decisions that might seem extravagant to others, but actually represent sophisticated long-term thinking. Take health and fitness, for example. Where many might try to save money with a basic gym membership and figure things out on their own, the wealthy often invest in private training, customized nutrition plans, and regular health screenings. This comprehensive approach might cost 10 times more, but it delivers results in months instead of years, while preventing costly health issues down the line. The same logic applies to learning and skill development. Rather than piecing together free resources or settling for generic courses, successful people often invest in intensive boot camps, private mentorship, or immersive experiences. The accelerated learning curve and direct access to expertise justify the premium price tag through faster implementation and better outcomes. However, this approach requires discernment. Not every expensive option delivers proportionally better results, and there's a point of diminishing returns in almost every category. The key is developing a framework for evaluating when premium spending will significantly accelerate or improve outcomes. This means considering factors like time saved, quality of results, reduction in stress, and long-term cost saving. Smart premium spending often focuses on items or services that serve as multipliers, things that enhance performance across multiple areas of life. A high-end mattress, for instance, might seem expensive, but its impact on sleep quality affects everything from cognitive performance to emotional resilience to physical health. The compound effect of these improvements makes the initial investment seem modest in comparison. The wealthy also understand the hidden costs of choosing cheaper options. A budget solution often requires more time to implement, has a shorter lifespan, needs frequent replacement, or delivers subpar results that need to be corrected later. When you factor in these hidden costs, the more expensive option frequently becomes the more economical choice over time. This mindset extends to business decisions as well. Successful entrepreneurs often invest heavily in premium tools, top talent, and quality materials, even when starting out. They recognize that attempting to cut corners in critical areas usually results in missed opportunities and costly setbacks. The ability to execute at a higher level from the beginning creates momentum that can define the trajectory of an entire venture. The art lies in identifying which areas warrant premium investment and which don't. The wealthy develop a keen sense for where additional spending will create exponential rather than linear returns. This might mean living in a modest home but investing heavily in a home office setup, or driving a practical car, but spending liberally on experiences that build valuable relationships. Lesson 7. They switch from manual to automated. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth about success. Human energy and attention are finite resources that must be strategically deployed. This realization leads them to pursue automation aggressively, transforming repetitive tasks into seamless systems that operate without their direct involvement. Automation begins with a mindset shift, recognizing that any task performed more than once deserves scrutiny for potential systematization. The wealthy don't pride themselves on remembering everything or manually handling recurring responsibilities. Instead, they build robust systems that handle the predictable aspects of their lives, freeing their mental bandwidth for higher value activities. Consider how the affluent approach their finances. Rather than manually paying bills or making investment decisions each month, they create automated payment systems and standing instructions with their wealth managers. Their homes feature smart systems that regulate temperature, lighting, and security without daily input. Their businesses operate on documented procedures and workflows that function smoothly, whether they're present or not. The power of automation extends beyond technical systems. The wealthy create standard operating procedures for everything from morning routines to travel planning. They document their preferences, requirements, and decision-making criteria, allowing their support team to execute flawlessly on their behalf. This level of systemization ensures consistency while dramatically reducing the mental load of daily living. Digital tools play a crucial role in this automation strategy. Calendar management, task tracking, communication filters, and project management platforms become the invisible infrastructure of an efficient life. The wealthy invest time up front to master these tools, knowing that the long-term payoff in recovered time and mental energy will be exponential. Personal automation also involves creating decision frameworks that eliminate the need for case-by-case judgment. Instead of deliberating over each invitation or opportunity, the wealthy establish clear criteria that make most decisions automatic. This systematic approach prevents decision fatigue and ensures alignment with their broader goals and values. The wealthy also recognize that automation isn't just about efficiency, it's about reliability and risk reduction. Automated systems don't forget, don't have bad days, and don't make emotional decisions. They execute consistently according to predetermined parameters, reducing the likelihood of errors and oversights that can be costly in terms of both time and money. Perhaps most importantly, the switch from manual to automated operations creates scalability. While manual efforts are inherently limited by personal capacity, automated systems can handle increasing complexity without proportional increases in attention or effort. This scalability allows the wealthy to expand their interests and influence without becoming overwhelmed by operational details. The automation mindset extends to learning and skill development as well. Rather than approaching each new challenge as a unique situation, the wealthy look for patterns and principles that can be systematized and replicated. They create frameworks and checklists that capture their accumulated knowledge, making it easier to delegate and train others. Even relationships benefit from systematic attention. The wealthy use customer relationship management, CRM systems, to track important dates, preferences, and interactions in both professional and personal contexts. This systematic approach ensures they never miss an opportunity to nurture important connections or acknowledge significant moments in others' lives. The ultimate goal of automation isn't to create a rigid mechanistic existence, but rather to establish a foundation of reliability that supports spontaneity and creativity. By automating the predictable aspects of life, the wealthy create space for genuine human connection, strategic thinking, and passionate pursuit of new opportunities. Their systems handle the routine while they focus on the remarkable. Lesson 8. They prioritize peace over pressure. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. Tranquility is the ultimate luxury in our hyper-connected world. While others chase the adrenaline of deadlines and the rush of constant activity, those who truly understand wealth creation recognize that sustained peace creates the mental space necessary for better decision-making and innovation. This prioritization of peace manifests in how the wealthy structure their daily lives. They build substantial time buffers between appointments, ensuring they're never rushing from one meeting to another. They maintain emergency funds far beyond traditional recommendations, not just for financial security, but for the mental comfort of knowing they can handle unexpected challenges without stress. These buffers extend beyond time and money into all aspects of life, from keeping extra supplies of household essentials to maintaining backup plans for important projects. The wealthy approach their calendar differently too. Instead of filling every available slot with activities or meetings, they deliberately leave open spaces for reflection, recovery, and spontaneity. This isn't laziness, it's strategic decompression. They understand that being constantly on diminishes their effectiveness and creativity. These intentional gaps in scheduling allow them to operate from a place of choice rather than reaction, enabling them to seize unexpected opportunities or handle challenges without becoming overwhelmed. Their homes and workspaces reflect this priority for peace. They invest in soundproofing, create dedicated spaces for relaxation, and often maintain multiple residences to provide genuine escapes when needed. The wealthy recognize that environmental peace directly influences mental peace, and they design their surroundings accordingly. This might mean living slightly further from the city center for more tranquility, or choosing a smaller home in a quieter neighborhood over a larger one in a bustling area. Technology usage among the wealthy often surprises people. While they have access to the latest devices, many choose to limit their digital connectivity. They're more likely to have dumb rooms in their homes where technology is deliberately absent, and they're disciplined about notification settings and digital boundaries. This isn't about avoiding technology, but about controlling it to serve their peace rather than disrupt it. The wealthy also approach relationships with peace in mind. They're more likely to end toxic relationships quickly, whether personal or professional. They understand that emotional drama and interpersonal conflict are massive peace disruptors that no amount of money can compensate for. This extends to their business dealings. They often choose to work with more expensive but reliable partners over cheaper but problematic ones. Physical environment plays a crucial role in their peace-first approach. The wealthy invest in quality air filtration systems, temperature control, and lighting that support their circadian rhythms. They understand that physical comfort isn't a luxury, it's a foundation for mental peace and optimal performance. This attention to environmental details extends to their vehicles, offices, and even vacation properties. The wealthy's commitment to peace influences their decision-making process. They're more likely to choose options that preserve their tranquility over those that might offer slightly better financial returns but come with added stress. This might mean accepting a lower return on an investment that requires less oversight, or choosing to work with a more expensive but more reliable supplier. They understand that the cost of stress in terms of health, relationships, and mental clarity far outweighs many potential financial gains. Their approach to personal growth also reflects this peace-first mindset. Rather than pushing themselves to constant extremes, they focus on sustainable progress. They understand that burnout is the enemy of long-term success, and that maintaining inner peace while pursuing goals leads to more sustainable achievements. This balanced approach allows them to maintain high performance without the psychological cost that often comes with relentless pushing. Lesson 9. They design homes for wellness and productivity. The wealthy understand that their home environment directly impacts their physical health, mental clarity, and professional success. While many focus on aesthetic appeal, the truly sophisticated approach to home design prioritizes functionality that enhances both wellness and productivity. This intentional design philosophy transforms living spaces into powerful tools for personal optimization. Natural light stands as a cornerstone of this approach, with the wealthy investing significantly in large windows, skylights, and strategic lighting systems that mirror the body's natural circadian rhythms. They understand that proper light exposure not only boosts vitamin D levels and regulates sleep patterns, but also increases focus and creative output. Smart home systems automatically adjust lighting throughout the day, transitioning from energizing morning light to calming evening ambiance. Air quality receives equal attention, with high-end homes featuring advanced filtration systems, humidity control, and regular air quality monitoring. The wealthy recognize that cognitive function improves significantly in well-ventilated spaces with optimal oxygen levels. Many incorporate living walls and strategic plant placement to naturally purify air, while adding biophilic elements that reduce stress and enhance mental well-being. The concept of zones plays a crucial role in their home design strategy. Rather than traditional room designations, spaces are crafted around specific activities and energy states. A dedicated meditation space might transition into a morning reading nook, while a home office incorporates both focused work areas and collaborative spaces for team interactions. This intentional zoning prevents work-life bleeding and creates clear mental boundaries for different activities. Sound engineering represents another sophisticated element of their approach. The wealthy invest in acoustic treatments, sound dampening materials, and white noise systems to create the optimal auditory environment for each space. This might mean pin-drop silence in sleep areas while maintaining energizing acoustics in workout spaces. They understand that controlling the sonic environment directly impacts stress levels and concentration ability. Movement flows through their homes by design, with thoughtful placement of daily necessities encouraging natural physical activity. Stairs become attractive alternatives to elevators, and spaces are arranged to promote walking. Home gyms evolve beyond simple equipment rooms into comprehensive wellness centers, often incorporating recovery zones with infrared saunas, cold plunge pools, and massage areas. Technology integration focuses on reducing friction rather than adding complexity. Smart home systems are designed to anticipate needs and remove small decisions throughout the day. This might mean automated morning routines that gradually increase light, adjust temperature, and start coffee makers, or evening protocols that systematically prepare the home for optimal sleep conditions. Organization systems receive careful attention, with every item having a designated home that makes logical sense for its use. The wealthy understand that mental energy spent searching for items or navigating cluttered spaces detracts from productive output. Custom storage solutions are designed around specific workflows and daily patterns rather than traditional closet configurations. Kitchen designs prioritize health optimization, featuring dedicated spaces for supplement organization, smoothie stations, and meal prep areas that make healthy choices the path of least resistance. Cold storage is often separated into categories that support specific dietary goals, while counter spaces are arranged to encourage cooking rather than relying on convenience food. Perhaps most importantly, they create spaces that can evolve with changing needs and priorities. Modular furniture systems, movable walls, and adaptable storage solutions allow homes to transform as life circumstances shift. This flexibility ensures that their living space continues to support their wellness and productivity goals over time, rather than becoming obsolete as needs change. The wealthy view their homes as living systems that actively contribute to their success, rather than passive spaces for residents. Every design decision is evaluated through the lens of how it will impact their physical health, mental state, and productive capacity. This integrated approach to home design creates environments that not only shelter but actively enhance their inhabitants' potential for achievement and well-being. Lesson 10. They curate, not accumulate. The wealthy have long understood a fundamental truth about possessions. It's not about having more, but about having better. This shift from accumulation to curation represents a sophisticated approach to ownership that enhances life quality while reducing mental burden. The rich recognize that each item they own demands attention, maintenance, and mental energy, resources far more valuable than the monetary cost of the items themselves. Trice's curatorial mindset begins with a deep understanding that fewer, better things create more value than numerous mediocre ones. When the wealthy add something to their lives, they consider not just its immediate utility, but its long-term impact on their lifestyle, mental space, and overall well-being. They ask questions like, does this item align with my values? Will it appreciate in value whether monetary, experiential, or emotional? Does it serve multiple purposes? Will it stand the test of time? The art of curation extends beyond physical possessions. The wealthy apply this same discriminating eye to their time commitments, relationships, and information consumption. They understand that in an age of overwhelming abundance, the ability to select wisely becomes increasingly crucial. They develop clear criteria for what deserves space in their lives and maintain high standards for what stays. This approach manifests in carefully considered collections rather than random accumulations. Whether it's art, wines, books, or experiences, the focus is on building meaningful assemblages that reflect personal values and interests. Each edition is thoughtfully evaluated for how it contributes to the whole. This method creates collections that tell stories, spark joy, and potentially appreciate in value both personal and financial. Digital curation has become equally important in our modern world. The wealthy are increasingly conscious of their digital environments, carefully selecting which apps deserve space on their devices, which notifications merit attention, and which information sources earn regular consumption. They treat their digital space with the same reverence as their physical space, understanding that mental clutter can be just as detrimental as physical clutter. The process of curation requires developing a refined sense of judgment and the courage to say no to the merely good in favor of the exceptional. This skill becomes particularly valuable when dealing with opportunities. The wealthy understand that success often comes not from pursuing every decent opportunity, but from having the discipline to wait for and recognize the truly outstanding ones. One of the most powerful aspects of curation is its compound effect over time. As better choices accumulate, they create an environment that naturally attracts more quality options. This positive feedback loop makes future curation easier and more intuitive. The wealthy find themselves surrounded by items, people, and opportunities that align with their highest standards and aspirations. The transition from accumulation to curation often marks a significant milestone in wealth creation. It represents a mature understanding that true luxury lies not in having everything, but in having exactly what you love and value. This shift typically corresponds with a move away from conspicuous consumption toward more thoughtful, personalized choices that reflect individual tastes and purpose. Importantly, curation isn't about minimalism for its own sake, it's about optimization. The goal isn't to own as little as possible, but to own precisely what enhances life while eliminating what detracts from it. This might mean maintaining an extensive collection in one area of passionate interest, while ruthlessly editing another area down to the essentials. The key is that each possession serves a clear purpose or brings genuine joy. This curatorial approach ultimately creates a life that feels both abundant and uncluttered, rich in meaning rather than merely rich in things. It's a sophisticated way of living that prioritizes quality over quantity, intention over impulse, and long-term satisfaction over short-term gratification. By mastering the art of curation, the wealthy create environments that support their goals, reflect their values, and enhance their daily experience of life. Plus 11. They avoid complexity, seek elegance. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that often eludes others. Complexity is the enemy of execution. While many aspire to build intricate systems and elaborate solutions, those who truly succeed learn to strip away unnecessary complications in favor of elegant simplicity. This pursuit of elegance isn't about minimalism for its own sake, it's about achieving maximum impact with minimum friction. Consider how the most successful people structure their daily routines. Rather than juggling dozens of competing priorities and maintaining complicated schedules, they often follow remarkably straightforward patterns. They might focus on just one or two major objectives each day, supported by simple, repeatable processes. This apparent simplicity is actually a sophisticated form of optimization, carefully designed to eliminate decision fatigue and maintain consistent high performance. The same principle applies to their physical possessions. Instead of accumulating vast collections that require maintenance and management, they curate select pieces that serve specific purposes exceptionally well. A wealthy person's closet might contain fewer items than you'd expect, but each piece is chosen for its versatility, quality, and ability to serve multiple functions. This approach extends beyond clothing to everything from technology to home furnishings, choosing fewer, better items that eliminate the need for redundant alternatives. In their business dealings, the wealthy consistently seek to simplify complex situations. Where others might create elaborate contracts with countless contingencies, they focus on clear, straightforward agreements that address core issues directly. They understand that every additional clause or condition introduces potential points of failure or dispute. This doesn't mean they ignore important details, rather they work to distill complex matters into their essential elements. The pursuit of elegance also manifests in their approach to problem solving. Instead of adding layers of solutions to address symptoms, they dig deeper to find and address root causes. This might mean spending more time up front to understand a challenge thoroughly, but it prevents the accumulation of band-aid fixes that ultimately create more complexity. They recognize that the most elegant solution often eliminates multiple problems simultaneously. Their investment strategies typically reflect this same philosophy. While others might chase complicated investment schemes or try to time market movements, wealthy people often stick to well-understood, proven approaches. They might concentrate on a few key investments they thoroughly understand, rather than diversifying into dozens of unfamiliar vehicles. This focused approach allows them to maintain better control and make clearer decisions. Technology usage among the wealthy often surprises people with its simplicity. Rather than adopting every new app or platform, they carefully select tools that provide significant value without adding unnecessary complications to their lives. They're more likely to invest in perfecting their use of a few essential tools than to constantly switch between the latest trending solutions. The wealthy also apply this principle to their relationships and commitments. They're typically selective about their engagements, preferring deeper, more meaningful connections over numerous superficial ones. This extends to their charitable giving and social causes. Rather than spreading themselves thin across many initiatives, they often focus their energy and resources where they can have the most significant impact. This preference for elegance over complexity is perhaps most evident in their decision-making processes. Rather than creating elaborate decision trees or getting caught in analysis paralysis, they often rely on simple principles and clear criteria. They understand that the best decision-making frameworks are those that can be consistently applied across various situations without requiring constant modification or exceptions. The pursuit of elegance requires discipline and often means saying no to things that might seem attractive in isolation but would add unnecessary complexity to one's life. It's about recognizing that true luxury isn't found in having more options or more complicated systems, but in having exactly what you need in its most refined and effective form. The wealthy have learned that elegance isn't just aesthetically pleasing, it's a powerful tool for achieving better results with less effort and greater peace of mind. Lesson 12. They invest in who they're becoming. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. The most valuable investment isn't in stocks, real estate, or even businesses. It's in themselves and their future potential. This investment goes far beyond the conventional advice of invest in yourself through education or skills training. It's about consciously crafting the person you're evolving into and aligning your resources with that vision. The rich approach personal development as a strategic portfolio, carefully allocating resources across multiple dimensions of growth. They recognize that who they become directly influences every other aspect of their lives, their earning potential, relationship quality, impact on others, and overall life satisfaction. This understanding leads them to make decisions based not on who they are today, but on who they intend to become. This forward-looking investment manifests in various ways. They might invest in high-end health screenings and preventative care, understanding that their future self will need optimal health to execute on ambitious goals. They allocate significant resources to personal growth experiences that stretch their comfort zones and expand their perspectives, such as immersive travel experiences or intensive leadership programs. These aren't mere indulgences, but calculated investments in developing the capabilities and mindset of their future self. The wealthy also invest heavily in what could be called their personal infrastructure, the support systems, tools, and environments that facilitate their evolution. This might mean maintaining multiple homes in strategic locations to access different networks and opportunities, or investing in high-end technology that allows them to operate at their peak performance level. They understand that becoming their best self requires an ecosystem of support, not just individual effort. A crucial aspect of this investment strategy is their willingness to make decisions that might seem impractical or excessive to others. They might spend seemingly outrageous amounts on personal coaching, join exclusive memberships that appear unnecessarily expensive, or invest in experiences that others might view as extravagant. However, they evaluate these investments not by their current cost, but by their potential to shape who they're becoming. The wealthy also understand the compound effect of personal investment. Just as financial investments grow through compound interest, investments in personal growth compound over time through expanded opportunities, enhanced capabilities, and improved decision-making. They recognize that each investment in their future self creates a foundation for even greater growth and opportunity. This mindset extends to their relationship with time. The rich are willing to invest significant time in activities that don't show immediate returns, but contribute to their long-term development. They might spend hours in reflection, meditation, or strategic thinking, activities that might seem unproductive in the moment, but are essential for developing the clarity and wisdom needed for their future roles. Perhaps most importantly, the wealthy maintain unwavering faith in their future potential. They operate from a place of certainty about their ability to grow, learn, and become more than they are today. This confidence allows them to make bold investments in themselves, even when the path forward isn't entirely clear. They understand that who they're becoming is worth every resource they can dedicate to the journey. This approach to personal investment represents a fundamental shift from viewing wealth as a means of acquiring things to seeing it as a tool for personal evolution. The rich recognize that their greatest asset is not what they own, but who they're becoming, and they align their resources accordingly. They understand that the return on investment in personal growth, while not always immediately measurable, ultimately determines their ability to create, maintain, and multiply wealth in all its forms.